Hi everybody, I hope everybody is doing well. So this reading is going to be about Mamta Kafle, who is a woman who is presumed deceased. Her husband is currently, Naresh Bhatt, is currently in prison and charged with concealing her body. Right now they are searching a park near her home for her body. So I'm going to do a reading to find out where her body is. I've been dabbling in some reading astrology charts, so I kind of have an idea roughly what's happened, but and maybe I'll introduce that to a chart. I'm new at it, not that, proficient yet. So usually I have the cards laid out when I do these readings, because I'm still getting used to these cards as well. But this reading, I want to show you me shuffling and then laying the cards out so that you know that I didn't, pick them or whatever. So I'm going to shuffle, lay them out, and then interpret them afterwards. And this reading again is going to be about where her body is, where Mamta's body is. Okay, here we go. Okay. First card, Congo Simbi Delo. That's kind of fuzzy, blurry. Okay, that should be better. Simbi Delo. That's the bottom. Petro Dimbula La Flambeau. Switch those around. La Baline, Congo, La Baline, Rada, Agwe. A lot of water. I figured this. Rada, La Place, the Market, Carnival, and Kush. And then I usually flip this over. Petro Legba La Flambeau. Alright, so right now I'm gonna turn the video off and come back. It'll just look like a little blip. And then I'll explain all the cards and tell you what I think. Okay, bye. Alright, so here is the explanation. So first card, Petro Dambula La Flambeau, which is the Ace of Wands in regular tarot. And the definition in this deck, which is the Voodoo deck, is natural force, strength, and energy are available for use. If the reading indicates opposition by this card, the questioner may expect to meet with strong antagonism. And then this card, Congo Simbi Delo, which is the Eight of Cups in regular tarot, and it means correct impulse leading to equivocal action, a sense of the which cannot be put into words, a breakdown of communication, falsehood through confusion, not malice, the sense of a confusing situation mishandled through lack of interpretive effort. So, to me, this is just saying why this happened. Again, if you, it's because Mamta was leaving. But as far as where her body is, I feel like her husband Naresh tried to burn her, but was unsuccessful. There's water here, but I don't feel like that. I don't feel like she is in water. I feel like what the snakes represent is that Naresh dismembered her, allegedly. And I feel like it's not water in the sense that she's in water, but I feel like he dismembered her in the bathtub, in the bathroom of their bedroom. So moving along. So Congo La Belline, which is the Four of Cups, in regular tarot, and it means the gentle care of the mother, a desire to return to safe haven, a desire to nurture, overprotectiveness, imposing unnecessary limits. So I feel like this card represents Mamta wanting to leave. I think she was even considering going back to, I believe she's from India, back to, or Nepal, going back home anyhow. But I don't feel like it was a definite decision. It was something that she was considering, but I feel like Naresh took it as a certainty when it was not a certainty. But I feel like this card here represents the bathtub. Radha Agwe, which is the Four of Swords in regular tarot, it represents quiet in the presence of real or implied threat. Trust that matters will turn out for the best. To me, this picture represents him, Naresh, working in the bathtub to dismember Mamta. But really, together, these cards are just saying, again, he thought that she wasn't in love with him anymore. But to me, this is just the bathtub and him working in the bathtub. Radha Laplace is the Prince of Air, which is not a card that's in the typical tarot, but it represents brilliant argument and intellectual discussion, but lacks conviction. Unrelated points, one contradicting the other. Young man with dark hair and dark eyes. This represents him. And I believe it also represents the fact that what he was accusing Mamta of was not true. He had come to a conclusion in his mind that was wrong about her. So to me, this card is like representing him moving her body and putting it where he did, which I feel like is here, which is the market, which is the Wheel of Fortune in regular tarot, a realization upon, which your works or very existence depends, a rapid change of fortune. So I feel like, based on these two cards, that Naresh disposed of Mamta in a public dumpster at a store. I think it's a restaurant, and I'll tell you why I think that. But I do not feel like her body is in that park. I feel like he dumped her in a dumpster at a store. So I feel like if law enforcement goes back through purchases, perhaps, it's going to be a store that he is comfortable with or knows. And I'll tell you which store I think it is. And I don't think it's the Walmart. But I do think it's a store close to a Walmart. So we'll move down over here. And this card is Carnival, which is the World card in regular tarot. And its meaning is points to a greater appreciation of the elements of the question or concern that is addressed in the reading, physical aspects of the question or concern, release of the problem through physical means. So I think this card just shows that he did it. I feel like there's something like mentally ill with Naresh. Obviously he killed his wife, but there was like a rationality that was happening, delusions. Anyhow, so this card is Kush, which is the Hermit in regular tarot, and it represents retreat from daily life for a spiritual purpose, internal inspiration, realization of the amount others sacrifice that may grow and prosper, a sense of the sacredness of all life. And I feel like these cards together is just showing that Naresh feels guilty about what he has done, and now he's alone. Now he's completely alone, and he realizes the gravity of what he has done. And this card, Petro La Flambeau, is the Six of Wands in regular tarot, and it represents victory, obstacles swept aside, the first necessary victories of the pure fool. Excuse me. The newly initiated elder flexes his or her first powers. There is no grace. There is no guilt. This is the law. Do what thou wilt. And to me, this just is showing, like, yes, he did the crime. He's definitely 100% guilty. He did it. So back over here, the market card, the restaurant. In this card here, it represents the gentle care of a mother. So I feel like the restaurant that he chose could be Raising Cain, because of the mother reference. I think he may have thrown her body in that garbage dumpster, because if you look at the map, there is, like, it's back out of the way. There's not a lot of traffic back that way. It's backed onto trees. And I also feel like these cards here represent that he did this at night. He disposed of her at night. And I also feel like this card represents like small spaces. So I think that he put her in a suitcase and threw her in a dumpster. So really the law enforcement needs to go to the dump. I think that is where they will find her. At whatever dumpster, the garbage in the Walmart, Raising Cane vicinity, wherever their garbage goes, that is where they will find her. And she's in a container of some sort. I feel like it is a suitcase, and they also need to check surveillance in that area on the night of when she went missing, because I believe Naresh dumped her at night. And I also feel like they'll find, if possible, I don't know at this rate, it's been a month, evidence of him trying to burn her. So that is I just got the feeling that he may have dumped her in multiple spots. But ultimately, all of her will be at the dump. So I'm going to stop here. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.